Yeah. If you can, I need you to go to YouTube. What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing, baby? I need you to go to YouTube. Join me on YouTube if you can. If you cannot, it's okay. We will leave this up so you can get to it. But if you can go to youtube.com, youtube.com/higher talk. Now, if you can go there, that's great. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Today, I got an exciting talk. Y'all see the little label there? It says the Power Matrix. That's what it better say. It says the Power Matrix. So if you can go to the Power Matrix, we're about to really get into some things today. Okay? The Power Matrix. The Power Matrix. Yeah, the Power Matrix. Yep, be at it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Uncle Dallas, Higher Standards Ministry. We have had an amazing time. We're almost close to our retreat, so I'm excited to get to see everybody come here to Charlotte, North Carolina, hang out with us, have some great times, have some great things. I'm hyped today. I'm hyped today. So if you are on Instagram or TikTok, we don't have Facebook. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. No. I'm gonna help you guys. It's time. This is where you're about to turn a corner. Everybody, you're about to turn a corner. This was exciting this morning. It is just the most amazing time of our lives, and my God, I love that class. Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all be just like the best people in the world. Y'all be the best folk alive. And so if you're with me, go to Luke, the 19th chapter, and we're going to talk about some things. It's just, I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped. So if you are here and you are with us, join the party. If you're not a part of the whole mentoring group and all that kind of stuff, join the party. Did I just simply do the same thing over again? Now, if you are here, and okay. So, how was your days, guys, yesterday? How was everything going? How was everybody feeling? And all that good old stuff. We are doing really great here. And I pray that you are doing well as well. You're going to be with me today. I have you, and I will take real good care of you. All right? I will take real good care of you. I'm pretty good at that. So, let's go. Luke. Now, Luke, the 10th chapter. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Here's where we are right now. Welcome. Here's where we are right now. When it comes, and we're going to stay on the subject of manifestation. We're going to stay on there as much as we possibly can. When it comes to manifestation, there are a couple of things you have to understand. One of the things you have to understand when you talk about manifestation is power. A lot of you have been operating in authority that is not really the authority that you want to. You have to operate in power. So, yes, he doesn't have water. What is the problem here? He does not like water. You have to understand the authority. You have to want power. Now, here's where we're going to go with this. I'm apparently not giving. I'm on now. Exclamation point, YouTube. Now, oops, that's going to need to be quiet. Okay. So, here's let's deal with this thing. Calm myself down for a minute. Anything you do has to be based on the authority given to you to do it. You're supposed to be over here. Anything you do is based on the authority you are given to it, the authority you're given to do it. Anything you do, it is based on the authority given to you to do it. Now, here's what I need you guys to understand, and this is what I want you to kind of fold into your spiritual mindset. Christ did not give you power. Okay? Write that down. I'm sorry. Jesus did not give you power. Jesus did not give you power. Jesus didn't give you power. Okay? Now, we're going to go deep. It's okay. We're going deep today. Jesus did not give you power. Jesus gave you authority, which gave you access to power. Jesus gave you authority that gave you access to power. Now, Luke, the 10th chapter and the 19th verse. Now, I need you to see this. Check this out. Because see, here's what everybody thinks. And I'm going to try to, and I might be able to do it today. I'm going to try to show you guys a different side of this thing that you probably did not see. Okay? I'm going to show you something that a lot of people aren't going to teach you because we don't want you to know this. We really don't want you to know this. So Luke, and I'm going to try to pull this up on my computer. Luke, the 10th chapter and the 19th verse. Okay? I'll give you the information that I get. Okay? Now, so here it is. Look at the 10th Luke. Because see, when I say this, you're going to say, well, Dallas, you just said that Jesus didn't give us power. Okay, follow me. So, he said, behold, I give unto you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall in any means be able to hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your name is written in heaven. Don't rejoice because your name is, because you're able to do this. He said, rejoice because your name is written in heaven. Okay, now, here's what you have to understand. Everything that God is doing is to assign you with a level of power and authority that allows you to control the life in the world that you live. Okay? Got it. Okay. So, now, that word, if you look up that word in the Greek, that is not dunamis, that is exousia. Exousia. What exousia means is the choice of power. I know, y'all gonna mess me up. That means the choice of power. That's what that means. That's what I mean. If I pull this up on here, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get this to pull up on my screen. I'm going to show you. It means the source of power. The choice of power. So, if we look at this correctly, he said, behold, I give you the choice of power to tread on serpents, scorpions, and over all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall be able to means to stand, nothing shall in any means be able to hurt you. So he's saying, I'm giving you the choice of power. You can choose power, or you can choose to be weak. Most of us have been conditioned to be mediocre or watered down. So he said, you can choose power, or you cannot choose power. But he said, if you choose power, you can choose over serpents. Serpents, if you want to understand this metaphorically, serpents are people that deceive you to poison your thing. Scorpions are situations that poison you. So you have people that try to deceive you by distracting you, because that's what a snake does. A snake entices you to bite you. A scorpion, he poisons you, but he poisons you in a way that actually causes you not to move in the direction that you're supposed to move. So he's doing this thing. So he says, now I've given you the choice of power. Yes, Nikki, I can spell it. Exousia. It's a Greek word. Okay? So, he's giving you the choice of power. Here's where it gets interesting. The choice of power is the fact that you assign yourself to the level of what you have to do in your life. You have authority over everything that you have in your life. You have authority over everything. Everybody that's around, you have authority. Everything, you have authority. If they come within your domain, do you know legally, if something is in your house, you have the power over it. It's self-defense if it's in your house. If self-defense if it's on your yard. It's self-defense. That means even in your government, even in your situation, you have power and authority. Now, that's all that I'm going to say about this passage. That's it. I want to talk to you. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. So, if you have power over your situation and circumstances, okay? If you have power over your situation and circumstances, what are you doing with that power? Now, here's what's interesting about the power. The power is a power of choice, which means once you choose it, it becomes yours, which means you can do whatever you want to do with it. Once you choose the power becomes yours. So he said, notwithstanding, don't rejoice in the power, because here's what has happened to you. People has used authority and power over you. They have taught you and conditioned you and done all these things so that they can keep you under control. So I'm going to teach you a threefold matrix of power. Okay? A threefold matrix of power. All right? Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. A threefold matrix of power. Okay? See that? I'm going to teach you a threefold matrix of power. If you're going to write on your notes, I need you to write this down. All right? Here's the threefold matrix of power. Here is how you operate in power. Here's how you take back what belongs to you. Okay? First of all, the threefold matrix of power is the first matrix of power is your authority in the spirit. Okay? The first matrix of power is your authority in the spirit. That's the first. If you want to be powerful, if you want to move in your life, if you want to change situations, you want to change circumstances, the first matrix is the authority or the power in the spirit. Now, this alone may take a lot more time than I have. Just the spiritual power. Okay? Just spiritual power 101. That alone may take a lot longer than you think. Okay? Follow me here. Okay. So, there are three major portions of spiritual power. Okay? There's the power you yield to. Romans the 6th chapter. Let me show you this. Romans the 6th chapter. Find Romans. Romans the 6th chapter, and I think it's the 19th verse. Let's look at that right there. Yes, Romans the 6th chapter and the 19th verse. Watch this. The first spiritual power is spiritual power that you yield to. Okay? So that means you are yielding to something that gives you power. If you put on a police uniform, that police uniform gives you power. If you put on a doctor's uniform, that doctor's uniform gives you power. Now, they don't know the authority of the power till they see the background of how you got the power. That's the second thing, but that's okay. So it says, I speak in the manner of men, Romans the 6th chapter, 19th verse. I speak after the manner of men because the iniquities of your flesh. For ye have yielded your members servants unto uncleanliness, and to iniquity unto iniquity. Even so yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness. He said, you've yielded yourself to the power of the world. Now yield yourself to the power of God. Why? Because what the power of God does, it takes you from a spiritual level. Follow me now. It takes you from a spiritual level and gives you authority in the foundation of everything. Okay? It gives you a foundation of power over everything. Imagine this. Imagine that you want a good relationship. Imagine that you want a good job. Imagine all those types of things. Imagine all those things you want to manifest. Okay? You want to make happen. You want to see in your life. When you understand that the power that you need is the power that's in the spirit and not in your capabilities of understanding. Why? Because you don't have the skills to know everything. But when you yield yourself, he said yield your members. That means you yield yourself to a point that you will access a level of power that is so powerful and so universal that you can't even conceive it. Now, I have not seen 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter. Let's go there because I want you to have that as well. I'm in the wrong direction. 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter and the 9th verse. I think it's 1, 2, 2. I always try to get him either the first or second. Okay? 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter and 9th verse. So this power is so strong that you cannot contain it within yourself. You can't. Okay, so check it out. He said he can't change himself. Watch this. Watch this. Chapter, 1 Corinthians, 2nd chapter, 9th verse. But it is written, eye have not seen, ear have not heard, neither has entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for them that love him. Verse 10. But it is revealed to them, unto us, but God has revealed them unto us by the Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God. Now, here's the deal. Your first assignment is to get attached to the depth of the Spirit. You have already learned the religious part of it. You've learned the church part of it. You've even learned the Christian part of it. What you need to now learn is the deepness of it. You need to now learn the depths of it. I just saw my dad pass by my eyes. That just touched my heart. You need to see the depth of it now. Most of you have seen the breadth of it. You've seen the examples of it. You've seen the talking about it. You've heard the testimonies about it. You need to enter the depth of it. Why? Because the knowledge of God is so vast, your human capacity to hold on to it is weak. You cannot hold on to the value of that. So what it is, oh, perfect. I got an example, guys. I got an example. What it is, this is my computer. This computer has a 1 terabyte drive. 1 terabyte is 1,000,000 gigabytes. Okay? So it has a 1 terabyte drive. I think that's right. It has a 1 terabyte drive. But if I need something that's beyond 1 terabyte, I need a drive, a thumb drive. I need an outside drive. So if it gets beyond terabytes, I need an outside drive. But then I need a cord. I don't have a cord here. Yes, I do. Here we go right here. I need a cord to get me plugged from the drive to the source. So the source may be the internet. The source may be Word. What's happening right now, he has made you a very nice computer. You are a very nice laptop. You are smooth and you're all that wonderful, and you have a capacity that's 1 terabyte. But the information that God has is so many terabytes that they haven't invented the word for the amount of information. And that's not the good part. That's just the overall part. You know what the good part is? The good part is he can now give you access to those terabytes of terabytes of terabytes and terabytes of information. All you have to do is plug in. That's why I tell you those 5 areas of creating an atmosphere, you plug in. Why? Because what you do is anything that I pull, where's the little memory card? Anything that I pull to this memory card has the access to me. Now it's mine. When I pull it off the internet, it's not even connected to anything. It belongs to me. I can use it for whatever I need to use it for. So what happens is, he said, yield your members to this. Now here's what's funny. You have, and I think I even got 2 of them. As a matter of fact, I do have 2 of them. So, okay, perfect. This one is, I think, yeah, they're both a terabyte. Okay, so this one is my personal drive. Okay, so this has whatever, my pictures on it, but this is my business drive. But here's what happened. This is the drive you have right now. You have all this terabyte of information in you about your past, the terabyte of information about people confronting you, liking you, disliking you. And this information, even though they look like they're 2 different things, they're 2 different sizes. You have to get into the depths of the Spirit. Why? Because there's so much information in there that you can utilize to do whatever God has called you to do. But the key that happens, in order to do that, you got to get rid of the old stuff. You got to format the disk. You have to purge the disk. And you got to purge it of all the things. Now, there are 2 kinds of purges for a computer. There's 2 kinds of restorations for a computer. One that pulls all the mess off and leaves the knowledge there, and one that pulls the knowledge and the mess off. There's one you can use that will pull up all the dirt and crazy junk, but leave your apps in. But then there's one where you can start over from scratch. In the depths of who you need to be in the Spirit, you've got to purge yourself of stuff. Hear me. Purge yourself of stuff that is not beneficial to your authority. Okay. You've got to purge yourself of stuff that's not beneficial to your authority. When you were little, whatever happened when you were little, it was beneficial there. My father was a spanker. He was a spanker. He would beat you behind. Now, at that point, I don't take the fact that he beat me and sit there and live with the beat me and he beat me and my dad is a beat me. Why? I have to look at the results of what happens. Yes, there is nothing that happened in your past that doesn't have a positive and a negative. Everything that happens in your past, ladies and gentlemen, has a positive and a negative. When my father spanked us, he spanked us. There was a positive to it. It made us not go in that direction. There was a negative to it. We started talking about we don't want to spank our kids. Why? Because we didn't deal with the effect of it. We dealt with the feeling of it. If you're going to go deep in the spirit, like I said, the spirit, you cannot deal with the feeling of it. You have to deal with the effect of it. If you're going to deal deep in the spirit, you can't deal with the visual or with the visual of it. You have to deal with the effect of it. You have to deal with how it affects your movement. When I pray, I'm not looking for stuff that makes me good or makes me feel good or makes people like me. I want to know what's effective. Why? Because in the effectiveness is where your power lies. Okay? In the effectiveness is where your power lies. Your power does not lie in how it feels. Because there are things that you're going to do that you won't like how it feels. And nobody around you will like how it feels. Your effectiveness is within your power is within the effectiveness. So you have to get to that deep place. What does that mean? When I'm saying pray, meditate, praise, worship, and decree, you don't just do it as a reason to fulfill or satisfy a certain thing. You pray with the ability to get deeper in. You pray not worrying about the house. You pray not worried about the car. You pray because my whole purpose in praying is to get to a tapped in deep place when it comes to God. It's a whole purpose. You've got to tap into that place. Now, what I've done for most of you that follow me is I've given you attributes of a deeper place. Because what happens to you, most of you pray to a certain level, and that's as low as you feel like you can swim. So you apply to a certain level. I will pray as much as my prophetic, well, let me pray. I will pray as much as my religion has let me pray. I will dig as deep as Christianity lets me. But sweetie, you've got to dig beyond Christianity. It's Monday, so I can't preach. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, so I can't preach. Oh, it's Wednesday, I can preach. You got to dig deeper than how you like and how you don't like and what you feel and what you don't feel. You have to dig so deep that the spirit has total access to your mind. So you got to dig past the fact that you're 30 years old or 80 years old. You got to dig past the fact that you're tall or you're short, you're fat, you're skinny. You got to dig to the point that you will pull off everything that is not like God so you can get to God. Because the authority that you are looking for is residing in your ability to yield to the power and utilize the power effectively. It's in your ability to yield to the power and utilize the power effectively. See, we hooked up with relationships and we hooked up with people and we hooked up with certain situations and circumstances. And we took the power of God and we used them for our personal gain. And it went bad because we thought we loved this person. We thought that person loved us. We thought this situation would work. And what happens is because you haven't learned about the spirit, it overwhelmed you. Now, God is going, forget the overwhelming, forget the lie that was told to you, forget the person that was mad at you, forget the circumstance, the situation, forget all of this and begin to dig deep into the spirit. Stop stopping at the point of your pain. Stop stopping at the point of your past. Stop stopping at the point of your hurt. Stop slowing down at the point of what people think about you. Stop slowing down at the point of your fear. All these things are simply stopping you from getting deeper into a place that accesses a level of power that you have no idea about. Stop slowing down because you think it's about money or somebody's trying to get you. Stop because somebody's trying to get over on you. Don't stop at those places. Get so deep that doesn't make a difference, because I am trying to get somewhere. Because the power that I carry and the authority that was given to me was not limited by my religion. It was not limited by Christianity. It was not limited by my position in church. There is nothing that limits that power. But if the power is limited, it's because you stopped. It's because you stopped. It's not because God stopped. It's because you stopped. Now, let me help you out. Okay? Let me help you out. You have, let's do cancer. Okay? We'll do cancer. Cancer is a big thing, especially one amongst people. You have cancer. Okay? They send you to chemotherapy. All right? You pray, God, heal me of the cancer. God doesn't heal you of the cancer. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Let's go back to Romans, the 6th chapter. I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm going to show you a little trick. Romans 6th chapter, 19th verse. I'm going to show you something. Follow me here. So you have cancer. Okay, you pray for God to heal you of cancer. Okay, follow me here. So you pray for God to heal you of cancer. Forget it. You got cancer. You need money. You need all these situations. You're looking for those. You're looking for the power and authority of those things in your life. How do I fix this situation financially? How do I fix this situation? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Now, follow me here. Now, I'm going to give you the answer. First, I'm going to read the passage. Then I'm going to give you the answer. I speak after the manner of men because of your iniquity. Still, Romans the 6th chapter and the 19th verse. I speak as a manner of men because of your iniquities of your flesh. Now, let me do this. For as ye yielded your members servants unto uncleanliness and to iniquity, even so yield your members as servants of righteousness unto holiness. Okay? Follow me here. I speak in the manner of your past because of the iniquities that you established in your flesh. I'm speaking to you the way you learned and the way you heard it when you were on the street. The way you learned and the way you heard it before you knew about God. The way you learned and the way you heard it before you knew about anything spiritual. Because you yielded your members at a certain level in the flesh. This is good. You yielded your members at a certain level in the flesh. He said, but you yielded your members unto the iniquity of the iniquity. So it meant not only did you sleep with the cousin, you slept with the auntie. Not only did you smoke cigarettes, you smoked weed. You got drunk. Not only did you go here, you went all the way in. Got mad when you couldn't get what you wanted. Brothers get mad because they couldn't get physical gratification. So now we go back to cancer, and you begin to pray for cancer. God, take the cancer off of me. And he doesn't do it. You get discouraged and start going to other directions. But when you were in the street, if you couldn't get the drugs from this person, you would go to this person. If you couldn't find sex in that way, you would find sex in that way. In the world, in your flesh, you were enduring. You stayed in there till that thing was won. You kept doing it. You wanted a car. You would work overtime and overtime and overtime to get the car. You wanted a husband. You would get dressed up and get your nails on. You would do everything to make sure the atmosphere was correct so you can get what you want. You didn't just ask one time. You asked over and over and over and over again until you got it. But you get into the spirit and you ask one time thinking that God's going to automatically do it. When there's a part of you that have to walk before you move. And there's some of you that's going to instantaneously happen to. So every morning you get up, no cancer. Every morning you get up, we never run out of money. Every morning you get up, this is the greatest marriage I've ever had in my life. You keep moving until it happens. Because that's what you used to do. When they told you were going to make some money, all you had to work was overtime. You work overtime. You would not forget. You forgetting everybody. Don't care about everybody. Why? Because I got to get that money, baby. Got to get that change, that cheddar. He's saying, just like you did that, do that in the spirit. Get so deep in the spirit until what you desire becomes an utterance instead of a press. because it's a press now, and it has to be a press. It's a press. There are those of you that are trying to come to the spiritual retreat. It's a press. It's not just a speaking. It's a press. And when you press, you focus in the direction of the destination. When you press, you turn toward it, you put pressure on the destination. And the obstacles within the destination, you in turn use your entire body to move those obstacles to get to the destination. So that means I don't just pray one time. I begin to set on my calendar a day that says I'm not going to stop until all of a sudden the itch I have from that thing that was inside of me goes away. Why? Because the moment that you decide to go in that deep place of the spirit is the moment that everything that is the enemy begins to press you at the level it's going to get results. See, the enemy is going to get results. Why? Because it knows your soft points. It knows your weak points. It knows your pain points. So the enemy is going to get what it's going to get. See, because I knew back in the day that you didn't like when people talk about how little your legs were. I knew back in the day you were afraid when people called you fat, so you tried to cover up your body. I knew those little places inside of you. See, the enemy knows those little places. And for those of you that don't know, that's called a familiar spirit. There is a spirit that's around you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all it is doing is taking a pencil and a piece of paper and jotting down everything that are your weak points. Oh, she's afraid to speak in front of people. So I know to make sure whenever I need to, I can use that. Oh my gosh, she's afraid of talking in crowds. Oh, I know I can use that. Oh, she's afraid of flying. So what happens is there's a list of things that you have given authority to in your life. There are a list of things that you've given authority to in your life that you have to battle. Can I get a witness? You have given authority to fear. Fear can stop you anytime it feels like it. You've given authority to poverty. Poverty can stop you anytime. Oh, I guess, you need some money for the light bill. You need some. You've given authority to these things. So you go, I got all power and all authority. Well, baby, this sounds good. Looks good on paper, but you don't have it. Uncle Dallas had to get it. Uncle Dallas had to get authority because what he was saying to me is, I want you to go out and do this. And I'm going, God, I'm doing great right here. I'm doing good. Why would I? And the reason I'm going, why would I? Because I don't think anybody's going to follow. I don't think anybody's going to listen. I don't think anybody's going to pay attention. So what I did is I made excuses that I was in control, but I knew fear was controlling me. I know how people looked at me controlling me. I knew how the people I gave authority to controlled me. All of that stuff controlled me. You may not know that because when I get here, it's easy to be Dallas, and it's easy to be that slight bit of arrogance that makes you think I'm arrogant when I'm actually not. You have to get deeper than the problem that holds you back. If you are struggling in your business, then get beyond the thing that causes you not to reach further in your business. If you are struggling in your relationships, get beyond the thing that is causing the relationship to struggle. If you're struggling in your finances, get beyond the thing that is stopping you when it comes to your finances. Get to the authority. Get to the authority. Keep after it every day, like clockwork, every day, like clockwork, to the point that your body begins to say, okay, I understand it. Because see, once you get the spiritual authority, everything else is foundational according to the spiritual authority. That means you can shut judges down. You can shut businesses down. All those things can yield to you because you serve the authority. It's hard to understand right now. Right now, it is difficult for you to go, okay, you're basically saying I can shut this apartment complex down. Shut it down like a shotgun. You can do that. So he said, I give unto you power to tread on deception, to tread on poison relationships, In everything that the enemy brings to you, you already have authority over that. You already have authority over it. But do you use it? So, Uncle Dallas gets up and he says, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on. So I'll go from 127 followers to 37,000 overnight. Then all of a sudden God says, okay, fine. Then it goes up to 165,000 followers, and that's 165,000 followers stops. Does not go for a whole 2 months. I do not go above 165,000 followers. I'm doing lives. I'm doing every day. Every day. I'm on live every day. Every day I'm on live. Nothing grows. God thought, you're going to keep going? I'm going to keep going. Every day. Every day. Every day. I'm tired. I'm getting a little sleep, but every day. Why? He was dealing with the things that caused me fear. He was dealing with the things that were hindering me from success. Every day. Bills are falling behind. Situations are getting crazy. Every day. Every single solitary day. And then all day, one day, he says to me, I need you to do this. When he does this, I go from 167 followers to 70,000 followers overnight. And I'm going, God, I don't understand. He said, you still think that how you feel about something dictates the destination of this thing. It doesn't. How you feel about it doesn't make God a bit of difference. And it should make you a bit of difference, but it does, because we want people to like us and we want to feel like we're accepted. So it shouldn't mean a bit of difference to you. Can I take it even deeper? There's some of you right now, and I thank God for you, that are determined, should I come to this conference and see what you're doing? You're trying to discern who I am, trying to figure out what I know, trying to figure out something about me, trying to figure, you are doing all these little things to try to figure this thing out, when simply the destination is what God said to do. How I live my life is totally about God. If it's not, that's not between you and me, it's between me and him. Fortunately for you, I live what I say. I practice what I preach. But if I deal with the details of it, I was talking to one of my daughters today, and I said, stop trying to give the details of your vision. Stop trying to explain to people because it justifies you. If you come to me and say, what are you called to do? I'm called to build an organization that is multicultural, multifaceted, and an organization that is not only online, it is on television. It changes the world. Period. I have 35 years of ministry, all that stuff, y'all don't care. Most of you don't know that I've had 35 years of ministry. Most of you don't know that I walked in the mantle of a prophet. Most of you don't know that I had 5 churches. I was over 5 churches. Most of y'all don't know that. Most of y'all don't know I was raised Church of God in Christ. Most of y'all don't know the first miracle I saw was on my grandmother. She took her hand that was withered, she wiped it off, and all the wither was gone. I don't know that. But what difference does that make? You're not trying to get deep in me, you're trying to get deep in God. So it really doesn't make a difference what you like about me, what you don't like about me. It makes a difference, am I sharing with you that thing that's necessary to get you to the next level? If I am sharing that thing, and if my life is an example of that thing, then that means you should be giving a little bit more trust to the fact that I say, go find God, than just something that I'm saying because I feel like saying it. To get into the deeper things of God, and I told you there are 3 facets. That's the first facet. The first facet is understanding that authority, getting into the deeper things of God. The second thing is, once you get in, don't come out. Don't set a timing on how long you're there. Don't set a time and I'm going to be there for an hour, I'm going to be there for a day, I'm going to be there for a week. Don't set a timing on that. Be there forever. Make it a consistent thing. Create a pattern. A pattern that's so strong that that pattern will put you in a position where your mind will wonder, why are we not praying right now? Why are we not worshiping right now? Why are we not praising right now? Why are we not doing what he told us to do right now? Because you keep that consistency. You keep that consistency. Okay? So first you dig in. Second of all, you dig consistency. Third of all, most important, stop trying to bring people in that have not got the revelation themselves to be in. Share that again. Stop going to your auntie and saying, girl, you need to see what you need to do is you need to start praising God and worship. Stop that mess. Stop that. Live a life. I said this to my my family last night. Live a life that's so bright that people around you will come toward the light. Stop trying to make the light. One of the biggest challenges I watch happen with people, especially Christians, you want to give all your attributes and tell everybody who you are. You want everybody to know that you are the minister over all the auxiliaries. You want to know you want everybody to know that. They don't care. The first time somebody asked me a question, I told them that I carry the mantle of a prophet. First of all, they didn't know what it was. Second of all, they were like, what difference does that make? What does that mean to us? But when I begin to live a life and God began to bless me with cars and things, now people are going, what are you doing to get that? What are you doing that makes you have peace when everybody else is tripping out? What are you doing? What are you doing? There is a part of us that wants to feel validated that we are Christians and feel validated that we go to church. You can't be deep in the spirit and try to feel validated. You can't get to the levels that I can get to or you can get to by trying to be validated by people that like you or don't like you. You can't go to the depths of what God has for you trying to figure out if people accept what you say. They didn't. They didn't. They didn't say anything. The next thing you have to realize, God has to be real in the everyday environment or the everyday existence of your life. You're not trying to get to him as in reaching down and pulling him up. You're trying to overshadow yourself with his presence. You're trying to overshadow yourself with his presence. You're trying to, or not trying to, you are going to go from your carnal existence to a spiritual existence. So what you have to do in the next thing is begin to kill those things. When you come up against fear, go straight through it. When you come against fear, go straight through it. When you come to the Jordan, you already know you're going straight through it. Don't think about it. Don't detail it. Don't wonder about it. You go straight through it. Last time we talked about occupied territory. Excuse me, on the mentoring class. Don't do it. Get through it. Why? Because when you understand that as you begin to pray, as you begin to seek God, when you understand that you are not seeking God with the hopes of getting authority, you're seeking God because you have authority. And you need to know what to do with this very powerful weapon you have. And he tells you what to do with it and how to use it effectively. Your depth in the spirit causes the foundation to everything in your life. It covers everything. Ladies and gentlemen, everything. It covers your relationships. It covers your situations. It covers your circumstances. It covers everything. It covers everything in such a way that it gives you the opportunity to operate in places that you never knew you could operate. But it covers everything. Yeah, it does. So, let's go back to Luke and let's shut this thing down. I've said enough. I'm not going to oversay what I need to say. Luke 10:19. It said, behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and on scorpions and over all the powers of the enemy. Over all the powers of the enemy. What powers are the enemy utilizing to keep you controlled, keep you under wraps, to keep you under? Some of you need to be revealed to the world. And the challenge becomes, you think you're too old. You think you're too young. Don't have enough money. Don't have enough clothes. Anything that has to do with tomorrow, follow me here, listen to me very closely. Anything that has to do with yesterday is dead. Anything that has to do with today, you have control of. Anything that has to do with tomorrow, God has control of. So let me make it real. Your past is dead. The only thing that can bring your past back to life is the power of God. And it just so happens you have that power. So your past is dead. Your present is under your control. So if something from your past comes back to your present, you by nature give it life. But your future is under God's control. Why? Because he's now speaking into your future and inviting you into that future. So when you keep grabbing something from your past and you're taking that thing from your past, taking all those memories from the past hard drive, and you're taking those memories and you're now bringing them back here, and then you're taking power to those things. You're giving power to them. You're giving authority to those. You take your power to bring things to life and utilize it to bring dead things to life. You are using your power to bring things to life, to bring something dead back to life. And you're doing it because you're afraid to bring the real things to life. You're afraid to realize that maybe I shouldn't be working this job. Maybe I need to work for myself. Oh my God, what about my benefits? I worked a job, and I was talking to my wife one time, and she said, we need a job. You need a job. I said, for what? No, she didn't say. She said, we need some extra money. And I said, well, maybe I should get a job. She said, what'll happen? I said, I'll get benefits. But you never get sick. I don't get sick. In all the years, now you have to realize, over the last 35 years, I've not needed to be in the hospital one time. So if I had taken 35 years, now check this out, just in finances, just in 35, if I had taken 35 years of my life, times 365, 35 years of my life times 12. So that's 420. And that's times $250 a month. I would have paid $105,000 in insurance for health. And I never used it one time. And when I stopped working, guess what? That $105,000, they kept it. They kept it. They kept it. So one day we were talking, and I'm telling you, because see what happens is we get tricked by the authority of other things telling us it has more power than us. We have healing in our lives. So one day I was talking, and I said, okay, I needed to go and get this tooth back here was hurting. And I think the cavity, I don't know what it was. And so I began to search, and I'm like, oh my God, my insurance, and here, my insurance was $200 a month for insurance. This is back when I was working. And so I knew when they said they would give me the list of things after I came back from the doctor, they would give me the list of things that were going on. And I said, well, it's probably $1 million to get my teeth done. I go to the dentist, and the dentist, you know how much the dentist cost me to pull my tooth, fill the tooth, and do surgery? It was $150. It was $150. I paid $105,000 to make sure that if anything happened to me, I was going to be okay. And the moment something happened to me, it was $150. Not the $6,000 that a dental surgery is $6,000, and they give you all this little propaganda. Why? Because they want you to make sure you are controlled by that thing. So they said, we're going to give you benefits. The greatest benefit you'll ever have in your entire life is your ability to be in the Spirit. Greatest benefit in the world. The greatest benefit within being in the Spirit is not be so caught up in how you look and how you feel and what people think about you. Because even Matthew says, he said, the Gentiles worry about that. If you're going to go deep into this thing and you're going to operate in the power that you'll be given and authority that you'll be given, you've got to get so connected to God that even when you do feel like, I'm not feeling quite well, you access Him first and foremost. And you dig into that thing. You grab onto the horns of the altar and you go, we're getting this thing out of here. Your emotions get behind it. Your being gets behind it. We are getting this thing out of us. Because we have the power to do it. Not only do we have the power, so, side note, not only do we have the power, but we have the authority. Not only do we have the authority, we have the access to God to give us ideas. We have the power and the authority to get back to it. That's interesting. That's very interesting to me. I don't teach you so you can be smarter than everybody else, though you will be. I don't teach you so you can throw it in people's faces. You can. I teach you because I need your light brighter. I need it so bright that those people that have already gone beyond you or that you've met, when they see you, they want their lives to be changed. They want to see change in their life. And you can help them get to that change. You can help them get to that change. That's number one. The first one is the depth of the Spirit. Authority you have in the Spirit. You have that authority in the Spirit. And that spiritual authority gives you opportunities to go wherever you want to go and however you want to go. Let me tell you this. Right now, what you have to realize is a lot of you are under attack. And the reason you're under attack is because something is about to happen in your life. And you cannot realize that attack. If you realize that attack, then all of a sudden you find yourself in a position. You find yourself in a position where you are now under the control of something else. Take back your control. Take back your authority. Take back your power. Take it back. In every area, take it back. I'm going to pray and then I'm going to go. I know I got about 10 more minutes. I'm going to pray and I'm going to go. And I think we need this moment for those of you that are watching, and this is probably a weird YouTube video. So those of you that are watching, and while you're watching, you're listening to this teaching, you're probably going to go, okay, give us some more. I will. But right now we're going to actually pray. Now, if you want to, you can fast forward through this because maybe you want the end of the teaching, but we're going to pray. Because right now, I feel so led to pray, it is not even funny. I mean, to the point that I can right now go sit in my seat, close my eyes, and transcend this situation and move myself into the Spirit. I know how to do that, and I'm trying to teach you guys how to do that. I can transcend the situation. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm doing something spooky? No. That means that I get so deep into my prayer that the world around me and the reality that it offers means nothing to me. That means the world around me and the reality that it offers means absolutely nothing to me. So pray with me if you want. If not, this is a good time that you to get off the video because we're not going to not pray. I appreciate everybody for listening. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everybody for being a part of what we do and helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. We're going toward 10,000 subscribers. And thank you, everybody, for that. We're not ending, but I just feel like we need to pray. Father, I really appreciate you right now. I feel the urge of the Spirit to pray for the heaviness of those people that are listening, those people that are feeling as though something is happening and they cannot get beyond it. I want us to submit to you, God, our fears, our disappointments, our challenges, the things that make us feel like God, I bless you. The things that make us feel like we're inadequate. Sometimes, God, we hide behind the power of our spiritual authority, or we hide behind the power of our spiritual knowledge, and we try to make people feel like I'm just beyond this situation. I'm beyond this circumstance. But God, no matter how we look at this thing, our power and our source is directly connected to you. Though, God, I know that I am wonderfully made and I'm greatly established and I know I have a purpose. That purpose is purely upon you. Even as it is spoken in the scriptures, it says, but by God, I am what I am. According to God, I am what I am. So, God, as I pray right now, I feel like I feel these people's hearts and they really want more of you and they want to hear from you. I then ask you to manifest, God. Make yourself known to each one of the people. Some you're going to give dreams to, even more dreams. Some you're going to speak to, and God, some circumstances will begin to speak as an oration or an oracle for their lives. God, I thank you for every broken piece in my life being healed. I thank you for every lost situation not being a lost situation, but a situation that learns. I thank you that my revelations are by experience and not by the mere fact that I command people. I thank you for allowing me to live this life and not just grudge the movement of the life. Allow me to live this life. I thank you, God, for a great wife and wonderful people around me. I thank you for everybody that has taken the time to spend time with us at Higher Standards Organization, or HOS. Thank you for everybody that has helped. Bless them with bounty, God. Bless them with freedom, God. Bless them. God, I thank you for the house by the lake. I thank you for building the house by the lake. I don't know why you said that. I thank you for building the house by the lake. I thank you for restoring relationships. I see wives hugging husbands and husbands hugging wives. I thank you, God, for the children right now that will begin to see the lights of their parents, and they will begin to move in the opportunities and the places that they move. God, even as the atmosphere shifts while we're here, we give you power over our lives. We yield ourselves to you, Father. We yield ourselves to you. There are people that should be starting books and businesses, and I've come against the apathy as the procrastination and the distractions. Help us to focus on the goal, Father. Help us to focus on the mastering of today. I come against every perverted spirit, every prostitute, every perverted spirit right now. Every spirit that tries to pervert the power of God, every spirit that tries to cause you to miss the mark. I thank you that, God, you've given us power over that. We thank you that we're surrounded about by so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset us. And let us love you, God. Father, we need you. We need you more than we've needed anything in our lives. Be there, God. Manifest yourself as a good father and a good shepherd. Manifest yourself to us, Father. Manifest as you touch the hearts of those people, God, and you change their direction and give them what they desire of you, Father. God, we are here not hoping, knowing that you can do it. Give us directions, Father. Give us the formula to get from where we are to where you want us to be. I know we need to leave the house. We need to get out of our environment, but we give authority to you, Father, to fill our environment with angels and power and authority. And we thank you for it. And it's in your Son that has given us this access. Amen. Now, I need you to understand something. We got about 4 minutes. I need you to understand something. I need you to understand that your power right now is yours. There is nothing that can stop that power. And so I keep telling you to write. Writing gets a contract between you and God. It's your covenant. Begin to write. But I want you to begin to write every time you go deeper in the things of God, every time you go deeper in the situation, every time you go deeper in the circumstance. I need you to write, because you have to understand the next level of writing. Go deeper into this thing. Go deeper and deeper and deeper. There is something so great inside of you. There's something so powerful inside of you, and it has to come through the agreement. It has to come through the thing in your spirit and the thing in God's spirit coming together to create a spiritual thing. It's the husband coming to the wife to create a child. It's the seed meeting the ground to create a tree. It's the one plants, one water, God gives the increase. You have to get into that place that's your power. Some of you are going to tap into a level of the spirit that almost makes you feel like you're in a different atmosphere, almost makes you feel like you're in a different world. If you feel like you're stuck right now, tap in. Tap in. Tap in so deep that your imagination goes wild toward God, that your situations will go directly toward where God is being. And what I appreciate for every one of you is to keep that thing going. Don't stop because it's time to stop. Stop because it slows down. Keep going. Let your mind go. Breathe in. Let your mind go. Let it go. Let it stop being telling you. Stop trying to figure out how to pray it. Stop trying to figure out how to say the right words. And then open your heart up and let the words on your heart begin to utter a song unto God. That's what I do. I sit and I don't try to figure out how to pray. I just start letting it happen. I let it happen. Your age means nothing to your destination. Somebody needs to hear that. Your health means nothing to it because God can fix your health. Your circumstances, where you live, how you live, what's going on mean nothing. The least you have, the easier the change. So if you don't have a house now, it's easy to give you a house anywhere in the world. God can give you a house anywhere in the world. So whenever you have nothing, you really have everything, because that means God can take you anywhere. There's some of you right now going, God, I want to hear from you more. Why don't I hear from you more? You got to stay there longer. Stay down there longer. Pray until your flesh is tired of praying, and then pray some more. Pray until your mind says this doesn't make sense, and then pray some more. Pray. Meditate on that thing until your mind goes, I got it, and then do it some more. Why? Because right when your flesh gets tired and your mind is wandering, that's the moment that you're about to tap into that next dimension. And there is a dimension, people. There is a dimension. Oh my God, there is a dimension. Bless you, Jesus. There is a dimension. Did I say? My wife's going to get a minute. She said, you said Jesus online. Get into that dimension. Get into that dimension. God, use my mind, use my imagination, use my brain. Get me into that. Hallelujah. Get me into that dimension where your physical and carnal do not have hold. Do not have hold. Do not have hold over you. And I just realized I'm closing my eyes. Because it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Oh my God, it's right there. 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 The only thing that, hallelujah. The only thing that will try to pull you out, my friends, is your attachment to the world. That thing you think is so important, you got to do something about it. But, baby, you tap into that place, he will send angels to handle situations that you can't handle yourself. He will release an anointing that will break yokes that you couldn't deal with yourself. Get into that place. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Everybody can type, I will tap in. I will tap in. I will tap in. Type in, I will tap in. I will tap in. I will tap in. I will tap in. Those of you that have come and just joined us brand new, you're probably watching this video because somebody recommended that you watch this video. Somebody called you and said, hey, you need to watch this video. Everybody do it. I will tap in. Type it up. I will tap in. If you were watching this video and somebody asked you to watch this video, I need to say something to you. The person that sent you this video was not trying to send you this video because they thought they were better than you. They sent you this video because within this video, there are words that will speak to your life. So allow your life to receive the words. Hey, you may not like me because I'm tall, short, whatever the situation is. But know one thing. Your spirit has the potential to do things that you've never known to do. And there's never anybody that can stop it. You are the most powerful being in your life and in your circumstance. So while you are listening to this video, and I hope everything on the video gave you something to think about, I pray that you will stand in the spiritual place that you know and dig and tap into a place where God can utilize you to change your world, and your world will be changed. And not because of me and not because of what I've said, but because there is a God that loves you enough, that gave you access enough that you can access everything that you need. So in that, I appreciate you for joining. Make sure you share this video like somebody shared it with you. Like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the video. Hit the bell so you know when we're on. Because we're going to keep tapping in. And we're going to keep going until every situation in our lives does not have the authority to control us. Till we're so free that we're more benefiting to everybody else than being concerned about us. Because the goal of this whole thing is to make sure you stop living at this level and move to a higher standard. I'm Uncle Dallas. This is the Higher Standards Organization. You've been just taken to a higher standard. I'll see you guys on Friday.